Out of all of the previous Nintendo consoles, one controller design manages to be awkward yet magnificent, functional yet abstract. What's going on, guys? Ness here. Today I'm going to be taking a look at a set of Joy-Con alternatives that are designed to be similar to the Nintendo GameCube controller. This is not an official Nintendo product, but a third-party alternative, so I'm always a bit iffy when it comes to stuff like this, but let's see how good these things really are. Inside the box, you get one left Joy-Con and one right Joy-Con, a micro USB charge cable, two wrist straps, as well as a set of instructions. Holding them in my hands, they feel slightly lighter than the official Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, and have more of a plasticky feel to them. Outside of that, they feel extremely comfortable to hold. The left Joy-Con has an analog stick and a directional pad, as opposed to the 4-direction button scheme that the authentic Joy-Con has. You have the equivalent of a minus button, as well as the screenshot button. Over on the top, you have two shoulder buttons, as well as the SL and SR buttons on the rails. And on its side, you have the micro USB port for charging the unit. Just a quick side note, your Nintendo Switch console actually will charge these Joy-Cons. The micro USB port on the side can be used as just an alternate form of charging the unit, but they will charge once connected to your Nintendo Switch, in case you guys were wondering. The right Joy-Con has your plus button, your Y, X, A, and B button, the C stick, as well as a home button. It's got two shoulder buttons, and over on the rails, has the SL and SR buttons. And same as the left Joy-Con, you have a micro USB port on the side for an alternative way of charging the unit. Comparing them to a set of authentic Joy-Cons, you can see that there's a slight size difference. These GameCube Joy-Cons are slightly more on the thick side, and instead of having a flat center, they have rounded edges with more of a curved center. With the right side Joy-Con, you can see that the C-Stick is slightly smaller than the official analog stick. And over on the left side, you can see that the most noticeable difference is the inclusion of a fully functional directional pad versus the 4-button directional layout. When compared to an actual GameCube controller, you can see that the layout is virtually identical. Two things I will point out though, is that while the face buttons on the GameCube controller are elevated, this GameCube Joy-Con's buttons are slightly more depressed. I much more favor the elevated style of the GameCube controller, and that's something that I wish they had done here, but that's not a big deal. One other thing is that the GameCube controller's analog sticks have these octagonal gates on them. The GameCube Joy-Con gives the appearance of having an octagonal gate, but it's actually just a circle gate. The octagon opening is just for aesthetics. I don't know why this is. I would have much rather just preferred them to use an actual octagonal gate. I don't see why it would have been that difficult just to make it that way. But once again, just a small nuance. So let's see how well these things actually perform. You pop them on as you would official Joy-Cons, and the Nintendo Switch recognizes them immediately. The first thing I notice is how comfortable they are once attached to the Nintendo Switch, as well as how much I really like this D-pad. Let's be honest, the main reason why 90% of us would prefer the GameCube button layout is to play Smash Bros. And while playing Super Smash Bros, this thing did not disappoint. Oh my goodness, did it feel so good playing Smash Brothers with these Joy-Cons. All of my inputs worked flawlessly, and this button layout is just so much more natural for this game. I think I just might have found my definitive way of playing Smash Bros while in handheld mode. Playing the Nintendo Switch port of Resident Evil 0, it felt right at home using the GameCube button layout. Now, one complaint I will say about these things are that the vibration feels very weird. It's not a natural vibration like how the Joy-Cons feel. The rumble on this thing feels jerky and forced. I really don't know how to describe it, but I felt like it was much more enjoyable if I just turned vibration off. Besides having the incorporated gyro controls, another great thing about these Joy-Cons, these actually have amiibo support, which I thought was really awesome. So that's pretty much it, guys. While these things don't have the same build quality as official Joy-Cons, they're extremely comfortable to use and great for playing Smash Bros, which is the main reason why I bought them. Are they a legit replacement for your Joy-Cons? I would say no. the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons still beat these things out. But are they a great backup? Yes. And a solid alternative? Another yes. They just missed the mark of being as great as the GameCube controller. But still, this button layout is fantastic if you're from that era. If you're interested, I'll have links to these things in the description below. Until next time, this is Ness, signing out.